Greetings. Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you. Salute to everybody. It's love. It's a beautiful morning, and it's a lovely thing. And I'm sorry, I'm like literally multitasking as I'm talking to you. You know, and it's a beautiful thing. Doesn't see diversity within himself. I'm sorry. I hate when I charge these things, and I think of something that I have to add in, and it's important. So I had to kind of update this title. Um, so salute to everybody, man. I appreciate you, and what a good morning it is. Whether you're young, old, or older, we don't do old here. You're older. There's no such thing as old. Old is in the mind. And when you start looking at yourself as old, believe me when I tell you, there's nothing good about that. Okay. Somebody says, "Oh, you old," you know. That's let's say playing around. That's a little disrespectful. You know what I mean? You could be old and be 30. You know what I mean? You turn 30 years old. Somebody, oh, you old. That should ruin your whole day. You know, you could always be, and that's just there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just the way it is. A presentation you have to tell people, and you have to know the difference between old and older. You don't want to get old. You want to get older. A wise man told me that one day. I had this customer, and it was just incredible how he was like, he was struggling to get downstairs, and I believe he had the things that bring you down the stairs, the remote ones. Anyway, I do remember him coming down. It was weird. He came down with the carrier to lift him up. No, no, he was going up, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. And he said, "You don't want to get old. You want to get older." And I never will forget that because he was letting me know the difference. And it's like you know, he was kind of in bad shape, for lack of words. Um, and it was crazy because I remember one time having a customer, um, and he was the woman was telling me, "Oh, my husband, you got to come here at a certain time because he's 96 years old." And I'm like, "Wow, 96, okay." So when I get to the house, some guy comes to the door, and I'm like, "Yeah, who's this guy at the door?" Like, she's telling me her husband, "Who's this guy, the landlord or whatever?" So I'm like, "Yeah, how you doing?" He's like, "How you doing?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's walking in front of me and up the stairs, mind you. See where I'm going with this, up the stairs. I'm like, "Okay." And all of a sudden, it's like, you know, long story short, I finished the job, and he's like, "How old do you think I am?" I said, "I don't know, maybe it's 60s, 70s." I don't like to offend people with age. He said, "I'm 96 years old." I said, "You're the husband?" Like, I was like, "What in the?" Because it sounded like a young woman. I said, "Well, maybe this is." I was just all thrown off when she said it. This guy was 90. Listen, I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it, man. And I learned a lesson. Everybody is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. You can't look at a person and just think that just because they're a certain age, you may get embarrassed. There was this video going around where Shaq was talking to Damon Wayans, and he was like, "Yo, dude, you look beautiful." He he had to tell him no homo. Like, he had to say, "You look, dude." When I found out how old you was, I thought you was my age, and you're much older. But when you're much older, what a lot of people don't realize, they embrace a mode of like grace, and that's what age is supposed to do. You see, as you're getting older, shout out to Shay Loves. What's up, baby? Shout out to Lonely. How my little dollars doing? God damn, my dollars. God damn. There's a grace that comes with age, right? Seriously. If you ever look at a person and they look stressed, it's because they are. I don't care what they tell you. They could, man, things are great, no complaints, life is it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what they say because what's happening is you can't hide that. And now you're getting old. See, when you start getting old, what ends up happening now, the body's going to take a serious hit, right? Because you're getting old. And old is not good. When you're getting older, right? You look at the fact of how come Shaq looks the way he does and why. Well, for one, Shaq is not in good shape. Damon Wayans is. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, you could tell that Shaq be getting it in the restaurant. And he probably leave and be like, damn, nigga, now ready to go home. And you know what I'm saying? You can tell a person's diet from looking at them. I don't care what they tell you what they like to eat. I'll drink 10 gallons of water. It doesn't matter. You can see, because when you could tell how a person takes care of themselves, it's because of what's going on the inside. See, the key factor is looking at a person from what you see, right? How do you determine their insides? Well, you can determine their insides from the outside. You can, because if you're just looking at the outside, right, you're not even concerned about the inside. But if you analyze the outside, you can determine the inside. Now, some people can fool you. Some people are like, man, I got this and high blood pressure. You're like, what? And you may throw you off, and then you may have to ask them, so why? And they may tell you, well, I got high blood pressure, a lot of stress, I got this. And you're like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Shayla says Michael Jordan has alcoholic eyes. Michael Jordan clearly does not look good. Not going to say healthy, but he doesn't look good. And you know what I'm saying? It shows. It's a shame when you look at Michael Jordan and look at Damon Wayans and say, damn, Michael Jordan looks like the common version of when a man gets old. But people don't understand Damon Wayans ain't nothing special. He's older. You see what I mean? So older and old. Shaq looks old. You understand? And that's where you got to realize and see, they're not educating him on that. You see, we have to understand that a lot of black men, so to speak, really have the best intentions, but they just don't know. They just don't know. You can take advantage of a person that doesn't know anything. I was watching this interesting to just show you the lack of knowing and having knowledge. And when somebody knows that this guy is pretty stupid, oh man, you're in trouble. You understand? You're in serious trouble because you gotta think on the lines, right? If a person's gonna look at you and they can tell that you're not bright, you know what I mean? They just know that this person's not the smartest person. They're gonna take full advantage of you. You know what I mean? He'd be drinking at the okay, so right, shout out to Ken Thompson. So if I looked at him, I could tell that he goes to a lot of restaurants, he eats out a lot, eats good. When I say good, it ain't like no cheap. He's in high restaurants, he's doing what he do. But the sad part about it all, he's abusing, you know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that people have to take heed to. A lot of people don't understand that there's a motion out here to know individuals. And the reason why I'm stressing this, right? Um, it becomes a lot because a lot of men are going through a lot of self evaluation, self worth. You could look at Michael Jordan and you may say, well, Nate, what'd you see? I'm like, Michael Jordan is very unhappy, you know. And you may say, well, you know, he's worth the $10 billion. You know, and that that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. It just shows you in life that no matter what the situation is, you got people out here, man, that's on drugs, on the streets. You know what I mean? Leaving families, kids, all types of shit. And it's just you'll be surprised what people do to feel good. What do you think drugs is? To feel like you partying? Yeah, it's a feeling. You do drugs to feel a certain way. You drink alcohol to feel a certain way. You know, you don't just do recreational. Yeah, that to feel good. You don't drink because you know you're thirsty. You know, you could use that as an excuse, but you know what I'm saying? You drink recreationally, right? Because it makes you feel, it takes away the pain. If you're going through a depression, it makes you feel good. You know, you can't look at people and then think a person's on the street, what a bum. And you don't know what that person went through, man. They probably have, and all it takes is one thing, just one thing to throw you completely off the cliff. One thing, just one. And when you have that one thing to throw you off, yeah, that's it. These things can really, really, really take full advantage of you. And see, the thing is, if a person knows that somebody like Michael Jordan, wow, he has all the money in the world, he has this, yeah, but he could still be unhappy. Now, it may sound very mild, but you got to think on a level of myself, right? Think about it like this. What makes you happy? And then think about whatever makes you happy, just imagine you didn't have it. Let's say you say your kids make you happy. Your job makes you happy. And then in one day they fire you and you lose your children. Oh God, I wouldn't know what to do. Right. Yeah, it's just that simple. Happy is a feel. People become multi-trillionaires to make you happy. Selling phones, selling apps, selling alcohol, food, drugs, fentanyl. All these things are here to make you feel better. Antidepressants, party drugs. You seen the three women that got they overdosed on drugs from the United States and went out there to Belize and died. All those women were working, and you seen it the other day. You seen it in my community post. People will go to the furthest length to feel good. So when you're feeling good and you're looking at down on everybody and you're thinking, "Oh, what a piece of shit, what a bum," that's their choice. You got to be real careful with that. Okay, it only takes one semi truck to wipe your whole family out. Be very careful. You don't know if it's your last day. You're leaving home with the intention of, I'll be back later. I'll clean that up. Oh, and that may be a memory to somebody in your house and said, we're not moving that shit because it's been there for 7 years because that's how he left it when he died. Traveling is very dangerous, man. You got to be very careful with that. You want to go away, you went on a trip, but goddamn, I want to smoke some weed. Can you get me some weed? Nigga, go out there and get you some fixed weed. You're finished. You may have carbon monoxide poisoning in your hotel room. You can't smell that, especially when you're sleeping. You don't wake up and say, I smell carbon monoxide. You just don't know. That's why they tell you a lot of times when you go on these trips, crack the window. I don't know this place. You know what's coming through those vents. You're supposed to tape the vents and all that. You know that, right? You're supposed to tape the vents in the bathroom because you don't know. Somebody may be setting you up with carbon monoxide poison because it made them feel better. You know what? I'm going to kill these Americans. They're charging tariffs on our country. You don't know. It's a very evil world because people are not happy. So when we look at the black man, yeah, I drag a few of these losers, but most of them, I get it. You see, oh, he's happy. He's a self-made man. Yeah, but he could be self-made and be unhappy. You don't know what happens when he gets off that microphone or he goes into closed doors and goes into the bathroom. You don't know what pill he pops and says, shit, I need to feel better. I feel miserable. I feel sad today. He said they found a Brooklyn dude dead in Columbia. They keep going down there. That's the see the black see. Oh my God, black brothers, man. You know, we don't have a race if we don't have you. We don't. We don't have a race if we don't have you. You can't have a race and just have all women. It'll be weak. Any race. The black race consists of men and women, right? The white race consists of men and women. Asian race consists of man and woman, right? And Indian man and woman. So you got to think on the long. If you men keep using the excuse and blaming the woman, your femininity is going to take over your body and soul. And we can't afford that. We have enough women in the world. We have more women in the world than men. More women in the world than men. Shout out to Larry J. Fly. We have more women than men. Okay? When you guys are saying, man, I'm going to enjoy myself and enjoy my life, you got to just take a drink, that's a problem. Special occasions, fine. But for Michael Jordan, every day is a special occasion. He's a billionaire. What are you celebrating? A graduation, a birthday? That's different. But when you're using an excuse because every day is a special occasion. Well, if every day is a special occasion, why you got to drink? What happened to a natural high, black man? You see, the problem with the black man is he doesn't understand his value. He doesn't understand his value. Okay? He have no idea about his self-worth. And this is not to drag him. This is a real serious lecture here. Because I'm going to tell you today why the black man is out of his mind. I want to tell you why he's depressed. I want to tell you why he's lacking confidence. He doesn't know. Michael Jordan, even at his level, he doesn't embrace his diversity. Because he doesn't embrace diversity within himself. See, the thing is with the black man, he doesn't embrace diversity within his own. A light-skinned man is a light-skinned man. He's still a nigga if he talking that hip-hop bullshit, right? If he dark-skinned, he's still a nigga. He don't understand his DNA breakdown. He doesn't understand what percentage of African he is. He doesn't know. He never did the chart. He barely goes and get a blood test. The only time he hears DNA, right, brothers, is in a murder trial, right? Somebody got body, they got DNA, or a baby's mother's trying to get me for being the father of the child. He doesn't understand the real DNA is to find out who he is, how diverse he is. All he asks his friend, well, my mother's white, my father's black. He doesn't know, well, what's your mother? Is she Irish? Is she Italian? Does she have any Scottish? What's the breakdown of your mother? Well, he can't tell him because he doesn't know. My mother's white. That's all I know. I don't know what it is other than white. My mother's white. My father's black. Well, where's your father from? Brooklyn. No, nigga, where is he from? So what does he do? God damn, I'm gonna get me a damn Latin woman. Well, brother, don't you realize there's black women that look Latin? Don't you know we mixed up with all types of shit? You can't be 100% African. So what are you? I don't know. You didn't get your DNA? What, for my baby's mother? No, nigga. Your DNA. Do you know what that is, brother? No, I just know the three. What do you know what BMW is? God damn it, I don't know that either. But I prefer a BMW over a DNA. Can you tell me what a DNA is? You know what, brother? I never thought of that. What is a DNA? That's all you gotta ask them. What's your what do you know your DNA? Nigga, I don't know what DNA stands for. You don't know what DNA stands for? Let me educate you, black man. DNA, well, nigga, we can't even pronounce the goddamn word. They fooled us. No, nigga, they didn't fool you. They didn't fool you. You just don't know. You don't know your value. I know what I got in the bank. No, nigga, that's not your value. That's money. You take your DNA with you. You can't take the money with you. Well, Nick, can you pronounce it for me? Nigga, I can barely pronounce it, but at least I know what the hell it is. I got my DNA done. What, I thought your daughter was yours. Nigga, any of my daughters mine. I wanted to know what blood is in mine so my daughter, when she gets her DNA, she know what's in hers. I already know what's in my daughters, but now we're going to do my wife's to understand it. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. It's a chemical that contains genetic information for an organism development and functioning. Okay? Well, Nate, you know, well, where did they get that? Nigga, it's your spit. Did you spit? Do you sweat? Does a woman, yeah, well, I got some headlines. Oh, well, goddamn, nigga, the woman put a DNA all over your dick. You put DNA in her mouth. Man, I never thought of it like that, brother. Yes. That's your DNA. You know how important your DNA is? Do you understand that your DNA explains your reproduction of why you're here? Do you understand that when you go with a non-black woman and you don't know her DNA, it's like going into a tunnel that's dark and driving? Don't you know what DNA makes you who you are? Well, you know, I met this Dominican girl and listen, stop the Dominican shit. They have black blood. Why don't you ask a girl her DNA? Did she get her ancestry report? And then when you get it, why don't you ask her, can I see it? It doesn't matter what she says. It's the DNA. It's with the DNA. I can tell you what my blood tests were good. Well, nigga, can I see it? It doesn't matter how good you feel. It depends. It's what that blood work says. Your blood levels is everything. Sugar, alcohol. When you're driving drunk, okay, they say, oh, I'm all right. Well, listen, hold on one second. Can you breathe into this goddamn breathalyzer test? Okay? You smell like alcohol, you look drunk, but you know what? This test is going to say every goddamn thing. All right? And your blood level alcohol is over this and that. You're going to jail. That should have put you away, especially if you killed somebody. DNA carries on to the next generation. So if you don't know your DNA, you're going to embrace other cultures. God damn. I don't want to drop the mic this time of morning. When you don't know your DNA, you're going to embrace other cultures. When you don't know DNA, you're going to embrace drugs, alcohol, parties, traveling, credit scores, nice cars. You don't know your worth. So you have to use your worth and determine it through outsources rather than looking at your DNA and saying, God damn, I'm proud of who I am. Yeah, I seen the commercial. I never thought nothing of it. That's the problem. Maybe some people seen their DNA and wasn't happy about it. God damn, I'm black. I'm African. 30% African, 30% African. That means you have you have major African blood. I'm 29% Nigerian. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know that. I had to look through my DNA. My father, he didn't know that. My mother didn't know. Same way how my daughter's not going to know until I know, but she's going to know with her DNA. I guess that's where my height comes from. My DNA, my ancestry. So when a black man is depressed, that's in your DNA, gentlemen. Depression is in your DNA. If you look at your DNA, it shows that there is a mode of depression in your bloodline that runs in your family. Depression is a disease. Self-worth is a disease. It's an inherited disease. You inherit self-worth. This is inheriting love. He just didn't say, see, look what I just said. God works in mysterious ways. DJ Chocolate says, I want to give a public apology for being out of line. I apologize, Nate. Good morning. You know what? Apology accepted, brother. And it wasn't a big deal. DJ Chocolate said something out of line during class last night. And you know what? We spoke on it. We talked on it. I used it as an experiment. But he inherited his worth here in this class. He inherited his worth. He knew in order to come back in a Nate show, you know what? I got to give an apology to the classroom. I was out of line. That's called accountability. He inherited that from this class. That's what he did. Now, he's my DNA. He's my brother. I'll tell you right now, I promise you in his DNA, he's got to be at least 10, 20, 30% African. That's our DNA. As much as we may not want to go there, as much as that black man may say, God damn, that African woman is uglier than a motherfucker. I think I'm ugly. Because he doesn't see diversity within himself. He may think the Latin woman is more prettier. But the Latin woman doesn't want to have nothing to do with black. Tell her to give you a DNA. You brothers ain't asking these real questions. You want to ask what's her favorite position, where she see herself from 5 years, with your likes and dislikes. Those are boring conversations. Boring. I don't do that anymore. What's your DNA? Excuse me? I beg your pardon? I don't see what the problem is, darling. What are you? What is your ancestry? Really? You don't know who you are? Oh, I'm a nice person. I'll give love to people. No, darling. I didn't ask about your character. Okay? You can tell me any goddamn thing. It's going to, okay? Your DNA is going to explain every goddamn thing. Jay Reed said, high blood pressure, diabetes can also ruin your DNA. Yes. But you can reverse that. You can inherit it or you can reverse it. See, you reverse it so it doesn't go into the next generation. You wanna change that DNA every now and then. Hold on, this shit runs in my family. I gotta do better. Why? Black women don't know how to deal with a black man is lacking confidence and self-worth. She doesn't know when he's lacking it. I do. He parades with that non-black woman. He doesn't know. He believes the ghetto woman is sluttier. He has no clue. That has nothing to do with her DNA, fool. He doesn't know nothing about Asian women and white women and women that carry these things and know that the less black blood they got, the sluttier. He doesn't know that. He has no clue. He didn't study DNA. He doesn't even know what it means. Ask some person right now, what does DNA mean? Ask anybody. They got to go to Google. But meanwhile, they know what it is, but they don't know what the 3 letters is. What kind of shit is that? They know what FBI is. God damn, he knows what the FBI is. Ask that black man, goddamn Federal Bureau of Investigation. Is our DNA 100% human? As a result of our 90% of our DNA, with mice, dogs, cattle, elephants coming closer to home, the DNA of human beings, of chimpanzee, is 98 to 99%. And then that the black man don't want to hear that. He like, well, goddamn, nigga, that's why I look the way I do. All right? I look like a goddamn gorilla. That's what you telling me, Nate? I go get me a Latin woman and my kids don't gotta look like that. Oh yeah, he does that. He doesn't know what race has the strongest genes. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't read up on the most important thing. All he wants to read on is, goddamn, is ASAP Rocky gonna beat the damn murder case? I mean, the shooting case. He doesn't know. So when you don't know, gentlemen, you're going to lack confidence and self-worth your whole life. You'll never be happy because you haven't embraced diversity within yourself. If you don't embrace diversity within yourself, embrace it. If you don't see diversity within yourself, embrace it. What's going to happen when you meet a non-black woman? You're going to embrace her. That's what you're going to do. Good Lord, look at her. Oh my goodness, I'll do anything for her. Shit, I eat on her, period, Nate. Because you don't have self-worth. You're ready to eat her out, but your own woman looks disgusting. You haven't embraced it. You don't embrace what they see. You don't embrace what they see. You can't embrace what they see. They see exotic. You don't. Because you don't know your self-worth. You don't know it. You don't know your self-worth. You don't know it. A black woman to you is ugly and ghetto because you don't know your own value. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what it. Oh God, goddamn, she's exotic, right? But you're exotic to everybody else, fool. You don't love yourself because you don't know your value. So you use your materialistic things to determine self-value. Shay Love says anxiety, etc., can also be genetic. Yes, anxiety is genetic. Absolutely. That shit could go back 200 years. The goal should be, you know what, I'm going to break this. See, when you know your self-worth, that's your challenge. It's like somebody giving you a challenge. You go on one of them shows, goddamn, we're going to climb this ladder and win $1 million. Well, you know what? Well, why don't we climb the ladder of your DNA? You know what? I'm going to do everything to change this. I looked at my DNA. I seen that anxiety and depression is within my DNA. I'm going to change this. Don't share the goal, just do it. Goddamn, Nate, I'm gonna change this. There's a lot of things that people know. Some people know when there's a, a an opening, so to speak, a vulnerability in your life. Oh yeah, non-black women be checking me out. Yeah, because they check you out because they know that black man doesn't know his value. She should be checking you. Not you checking her, checking you. See, there's a difference. How do you know she's checking you? If she was checking you, she would be telling the whole internet, God damn, ain't nothing like that beautiful black man. He comes in all shapes and sizes, different shades. They don't tell you that. You don't give them a chance to. That's why they don't respect you. You don't know your value. They're in their DNA, okay? But when they know their DNA, you tell them, "Oh, you're black." "Oh, I'm not black." Why argue with them? You know they're black already. You know they're black. You know they don't know their DNA because they're talking crazy. "Oh, black woman wear this and wear that and wear this." Well, what is she supposed to wear when you told her to be a fucking slut? She doesn't know she's a slut because you like that. She's not a slut by her bloodline. She has too much African blood. What blood does she have? Irish? Irish? Asian? Oh, yeah, then we got a problem. What didn't you know? Asian women are loyal. Asian women are loyal in comparison to the non-black descent of dealing with a non-black woman. They're probably the most loyal overall to their men overall, but that don't mean that they still not sluts. Are you kidding me? Asian men are into kids and little girls. Did you know that? Some of the DNA, you got to also see the sick shit in there. If there's mental illnesses, what kind of mental illness? If you don't know your DNA, how you gonna go to somebody else's and learn theirs? Well, I love their culture. Wait, do you know what culture is? Fuck the culture, nigga. I want to learn their DNA. Why is that white woman so much a freak? I'm serious. Why are Irish women freakier than goddamn Italians? Or why Italian? You understand? You got to learn all these things before you dip your shit into the sauce. You can't just go out there and just get a ketchup bottle and say, "God damn this shit." Well, how much salt was in that bitch? Which is the best brand and why? Which one has the least sodium? Let me just share something with you real quick, and I want you to see. I want you to see and learn. Okay? A lot of y'all putting your kids in charter schools and, you know, oh yeah, you see, you'll trust even some of you sisters. You'll trust that Asian man. All my teacher is Asian. Let me explain something to you about Asian men. Asian men are very deep into. They love having sex with kids and they pedophiles. It's a big thing with Asian men. They love sucking little boys' dicks and eating little girls' pussies. That's what they into. Okay, that's in their DNA. Trust me when I tell you that. If you study, no, you go out there, black men, "Oh yeah, I went out there, man. They was loving me. They treated me like a king."
from Brooklyn Criminal Court with the details in this case. Rom, disturbing.
Yeah, Amanda, former St. Anne's teacher Winston Wynn accepting a plea deal that will see him serve 7 years in prison, as well as 10 years of post-prison monitoring, where he will also have to register as a sex offender for the next 20 years. Now, the 38-year-old former teacher appearing stoic in court, and when he accepted the charges from the judge, including one count of inducing a minor to engage in a sexual performance, as well as 5 additional counts of actions that were injurious to a minor. Now, Wynn was teaching math at the private Brooklyn Heights Academy when the events took place, beginning in 2022 until 2024. Prosecutors saying he used 2 Snapchat accounts where he pretended to be a teenager.
You see, the thing is with these niggas is freaks. They all like that. See, you see that Asian man is harmless. He comes into your community. All the Asians are moving in. They buying this. Yeah, but you got to understand, these niggas is freaks. They can't satisfy their woman. None of them. That's why their wives cheat. Let me repeat it again. The wives cheat like a motherfucker because the niggas got literally can't satisfy their niggas. His dicks is too little. Okay? Then on top, he can't satisfy her, so he want to satisfy a little kid. That's how they are. You understand? That's just how they are. It's the same way how that black man is known to be a criminal and he robs and kills each other. This is their shit. You know what I mean? This is their thing. A lot of people don't realize that because they hope, oh, damn it, I never knew. Yeah, because you're so busy learning his culture, you don't learn his DNA. You don't know yours. You don't know your value. So you devalue yourself because you don't know your value. That's why you inherit and have all this depression and sadness. No matter what you accomplish, you'll never be happy. You don't know that that Dominican woman is a money-hungry bastard. You don't know that. You don't know a Dominican woman will do anything for money. You think she loves you. Oh, she's in love with me. She treats me like a king. There you go, treating like a king because she cooked for you. Nigga, that's why you got diabetes. Why don't you stop eating? You don't realize that. You don't know. Okay, this Dominican woman right here, money hungry. Okay? Money hungry daycare operator sentenced to 45 years because she had fentanyl in the fucking goddamn daycare in the Bronx. Okay, 45 years.
At daycare in the Bronx where 4 kids were poisoned by fentanyl. Remember that? One of them died. Had just been sentenced to 45 years in prison. 45 years for Gris Mendez. He pleaded guilty back in October, you might recall, and for her role in the trafficking of fentanyl out of the daycare center. In September 2023, investigators found Mendez and her husband were storing packages of fentanyl underneath the floorboards in a room where kids as young as 8 months were playing. 1-year-old Nicholas Dominci died due to that exposure. Mendez's husband, Felix Herrera Garcia, was also sentenced to 45 years back in October. That's a breaking news into the newsroom. The operator of that daycare in the Bronx.
Okay, so ain't a man ain't been out there and fucked one of these Dominican women. And you love their culture, but you don't understand. You're just a money pit. That's it. It's a money pit. How do you embrace a culture? How do you embrace a culture that doesn't embrace their own blackness? Because you don't embrace your diversity. You don't embrace your diversity. You see diversity in her. You don't see the diversity that this black woman that look like her in West Virginia. Okay? What is the point? We got to get you out of here, Ash Lewis. Bye. Don't come here. Get the fuck out of here, piece of garbage. Sorry about that. You came here with your femininity. We don't do that here, okay? Okay, this is not a drag queen site, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, piece of garbage. All right? Sorry, gentlemen. You lacking confidence. You believe that Latin woman got, yeah, all right. She was already making money. She got a daycare in New York City. I mean, how much more do you want? God damn, me and my husband gonna sell some fentanyl to the fucking community. And you see that big old black bear to the right of her? He be the first one to offer her, goddamn bitch, I got a home, cars, every bitch, I make you my wife. Just don't cheat on me. You know she gonna cheat on you because she's gonna go to the next bidder. You don't know that because you don't know yourself. How could you possibly know? Oh, yeah, this one, I'm telling you, sisters is this. Yeah, because you don't know your value. And that's fine. It's fine to me because I know it. You don't. You're just seeing a look. You don't know what's in their DNA. You don't know the breakdown of Irish and Italian and Jewish. And you don't know the difference. There's a difference. That's why it's broken down. You don't know. You don't know. And that's why we're suffering. To you, you can't picture a non-black woman being a slut. Oh, no way. Until you go into the adult industry, you say, God damn, Nate, you wasn't lying. They freaks. I'm like, freaks, let's go with the real world. Why would a traditional Asian woman get on camera and sign documents and and contracts to suck somebody's cock on camera and let niggas run a train on her. And you look at her as beautiful. Okay? That's a regular day to me. I see a black woman. Why does this disturb me? Because I know my value. It's disturbing for me to see a black woman do porn. I can't watch a black woman do porn at all. I don't give a fuck what complexion she is. It doesn't do nothing for me. Nothing. It's disturbing because that's not in her DNA. The more black you got in your DNA, the less you're supposed to be, less you're supposed to be a dirty motherfucker. Nobody knows that. Oh, Asian women this, Asian women that. Yeah, in America? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He openly discussed learning about his wife's affair. Thompson is accused of killing Waipahu acupuncturist John Tokuhara back in 2022, months after finding out about their romance. Dylan Anchetta has more. Dylan.
Thank you so much. Friday was Thompson's second day on the witness stand. For several hours, he was questioned by his defense attorney, Nelson Gu. In his testimony, he described the moment he learned his wife, Joyce, was having an affair.
She looked at me and she said, "No, I had an affair."
According to Thompson, it was around late July of 2021. He testified that he got suspicious after he claims Joyce showed odd behaviors, like leaving the house late at night and saying she had family dinner plans.
That's right. You look at that innocent woman in the middle. See how stupid a lot of y'all brothers is? You look at the Asian woman let's not forget, she runs the whole sex trade in the world globally. You look at this innocent Asian woman, would not think she was fucking with the damn acupuncture man. The husband ended up fucking killing the nigga, this stupid fuck. Okay, what really hung him is he had a whole bunch of assault rifles in his house. And guess what, you damn fool? He killed the damn side nigga, and she's gonna be free, and he gotta do 50 years in jail, this dumbass son of a bitch. And what you think? You gonna be with the Asian woman because she gonna treat you better than that?
That he wasn't invited to.
No.
At one point, he was off island for work and noticed suspicious activity on his home security cameras. When he got back and confronted Joyce about everything, he said they got into an argument and spent one night apart.
Yeah.
The next day, they met and the affair was revealed.
I was shocked, and then I said, like, "Oh, was this with your the people you're having dinner with?" And
You listen, even the Asian man is shocked. Asians are so innocent looking, even he's shocked. Do you know an Asian woman could be a madam in the neighborhood and have 100 prostitutes working for her? Nobody would ever suspect her because of Asians. Asians just gotta look like they don't look like a suspect at nothing. Have you ever seen an Asian that looked like a creep? Think about it. Even he's shocked. He can't believe it. Listen to him.
she said, "No, it was with John Tokuhara." And then I was like, "Who?" And then she said,
That nigga said, "Who?" Listen to him. He couldn't believe it. He could not believe it. Like, listen, watch this. That's the wife right there, okay? Look at the wife. Click that like button, right, Shay Loves? Click that like. Look at the wife. I'm telling you right now, there's not a black man would not give her the time of day. She looks innocent, okay? All right? She was fucking somebody else. This nigga went and murdered the nigga, this stupid fuck. He went and killed him. All those guns in the house for what, nigga? Because at the end of the day, guess what? She ain't going to jail. That pussy's up for grabs right now. Okay? He didn't know his value. He didn't know. God damn, I couldn't believe it. He's in total shock. Look at him. Watch, listen to him.
"Who?" And then she said, "Dr. John." And I was like, oh, the massage guy, and it's just like, just didn't make any sense. Like not only like
That's what fucked him up on his trial. Look how angry he got. This is why they gave him so much time. Listen to how angry he got. Watch.
like not only like why, but it's like how legit, and it's just like just didn't make any sense. Like not only like why, but I was like, who?
Watch him. Watch how he gets angry. Watch.
And then she's like, Dr. John, and I was like, it's like oh, the,
Yeah, look at him. He went crazy. That's why. See, this nigga's dangerous. That's why they gave him 100 years. Okay, he didn't know his value. Because any man that would have known his value would have never killed the guy. I would never kill a guy that was fucking my wife. Sorry. You know what I mean? Nothing I could do. The relationship is over. The marriage is done.
the massage guy, and it's
Yes, the massage guy. Okay? He knew how to touch your woman. The massage guy. Yeah, I know you gave her everything, but she wanted to feel better. You get it?
just like just didn't make any sense. Like
It does make sense. The massage guy was fucking your wife. It makes a lot of sense. You don't know your value. If I was a massage guy, I'd be fucking all my female clients. I'm not going to be touching no man clients, so it's only going to be females. But I'll be fucking all my goddamn clients. I'm sorry. I could not be a massage therapist. That's instant pussy. Asian man.
like not only like why, but it's like how logistically could this happen?
How logistically could it happen? It happened. She told you it happened, fool. She spent the night out the one night. It happened logistically. How did you logistically? What kind of logic was you to kill him? What he had to do with it? It's her. I'm not saying he should have killed her, but I would have understood if he killed her than him. You killed the side nigga. You didn't know your value. Now you're going to deep depress. This DNA is ruined. Okay? And now all the future children and kids that have, they're going to inherit this shit because of your insecurity. Because you had a problem. And now you're going to do 100 years and it cost you your freedom.
Like I had no, like prior to that week, there's like zero suspicion. Like I would have never expected.
During his testimony, Thompson appeared to struggle with finding the right words.
Of course he's struggling to find the right words. There's no right words. He doesn't know his value. If you're walking on your woman and your best friend is on top of her, the relationship is over. You can't kill both of them. But if you don't know your value, they're going to die. Fuck that, Nate. I'm sorry, nigga in my house. No, I'm sorry. Not that serious. Are you kidding me? To be in damn Boys Town for 50 years? I don't think so. You can have her. You and her, matter of fact, you can keep her. I'm sorry. It ain't no rape. You was raping her, that's different. Okay? She letting you hit it from the back and do all that? Well, shit is over. If you was raping her, yeah, I would probably put a bullet in your head. That's different. Okay? This was consensual. And he still killed her. Still killed him.
Every detail.
I was sad at first, just because my suspicions were confirmed. I was pissed, why would this happen, or what did I do to deserve this, or like it was just really confused.
Nikki Monroe, that's a beautiful picture. Let me just stop it real quick. Shout out to Nikki Monroe. That's a beautiful picture of you, darling. To answer your question, why do you think men act like this? Because this is what it is. It's like this, right? I got to use a car as an example of this. Let's say you buy a car, you buy a used car, right? Whether it's new or used, if it's new, there's no history because it's brand new, right? But you still want to know where it came from, how was it assembled, and all that good shit. But you want to know the car facts. So you want to know what has this car been through. All that matters. You want to know if this is a salvage. You want to know if it was an accident. Men don't do this. Men don't look at the layout of who they are. They just go by what their father tells them. And again, that's if the father educates them, then it's different. But if the father doesn't educate them properly, he has to go to his DNA. Okay, it's like going to the doctor for a checkup. They said, listen, you got to take blood. Like, I don't want you taking, well, we can't do anything. We got to take, the blood is going to tell everything in the body. It's going to tell if you have an STD. It's going to tell if you have high blood pressure, some cancer situations, your iodine. It's going to determine everything. Blood is very, very, very important. But when you don't know your bloodline, now you got to, now that's your DNA, that's your bloodline. You have to understand what your DNA, where you're coming from, who's this, who's that, where was my grandfather, where was my great grand. You gotta, all these things you have to research, and you have to do the same thing with her, because you don't know what you're getting into. So what ends up happening is he goes by what he sees. He doesn't go by what he knows. He goes by what he sees, and that desensitizes him in the process of him making the right decision. As you can see, his whole ego is smashed. He can't believe it. Even after he killed the man, he's still getting emotional about it. You understand? And that's why it cost him his whole life.
He went on to say that while he was angry, he never got physical with Joyce or expressed ill will to hurt Tokuhara.
Did you ever threaten to kill John at that time?
No, never.
In the months that followed, Thompson said they agreed to a postnuptial agreement in which he would get custody of their daughter Emma in the event of a divorce. But he said instead of filing for divorce, they agreed to improve their marriage.
You know, Joyce, I mean, she was really great. I mean, I couldn't have expected or asked for more of her. She was.
How is she really great, my brother? She cheated on you. That's why they got to put you away, because you're going to be a sick man. You're going to kill. See, you're going to, they have to put him, they had to put him away because he's going to end up killing that wife and daughter. That's what he's going to do. And then he's going to turn the gun on himself. That's why they got to lock him up. See, when a man doesn't know his self-value, I don't care, black man, non-black man, that's it. It's going to be a disaster. That's when you're going to see depression. That's when you're going to see anxiety. That's when you're going to see devalue of self-worth, because he doesn't know himself. He doesn't. Where's the accountability? There's no accountability. He should have said, I was a goddamn fool for marrying her. Period. But no, that black man, goddamn, a black man will fly 20 hours to an Asian country to go get a piece of ass from an Asian woman. Ain't that a bitch?
She was fully committed, you know, to making the family work. The affair was in the rearview mirror, more or less. It was just more planning for our futures.
It was still a rocky road in the months that followed. The defense also introduced surveillance video from outside Thompson's home from January 12, 2022, the day of the shooting. Prosecutors got the chance to briefly cross-examine Thompson as they begin to build the connection between evidence collected at the scene.
Oh my God, this is a tragedy. This is a tragedy. You see, black men don't understand the reason why we're not respected is because they know your flaws. They know they that's why they play against you. They know it. You see them as a sex pot. Goddamn, she's this, that, and the third. Yeah. Why don't you just hit it and quit it? Then that's the case. You want to go marry her and make babies with her. You see, you got to understand that Hispanic man, he knows how you are. He knows. Okay? He knows. He doesn't think you got a brain because you don't know your DNA. He thinks you're stupid. And you are, because you don't know who you are. See, if you educated on yourself, you will see your self-value, and nobody's going to be able to play with you. They don't play with me. This is why we get into these conversations now. We're looking at the mayor. This was okay, I love watching these shows, by the way. I'm not going to lie. But listen, just watch how this Hispanic man destroys this brother. Fucking roast him. Just watch him.
Threatened to prosecute some of the mayors on the panel today and force him to comply with his extremist agenda. But however, Mayor Adams, you are in a different position. You, of course, are already facing serious criminal charges. And Mayor Adams, I assume that you are not going to commit perjury today. And I do believe, though, that you have an enormous amount of issues facing you ahead of you. And it means that your criminal charges are absolutely relevant to us today. Bribery, wire fraud, willfully and knowingly conspiring to commit offenses against the United States. Mayor Adams, you, of course, deny these corruption charges against you. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, Congressman.
Thank you. Now, I understand that you are proven innocent unless you are guilty, but you also have, sir, a trust problem. 4 of your deputy mayors have resigned. Now, this is serious, and Republican prosecutors agree that the evidence against you is ironclad, yet Trump's DOJ moved to drop these charges. Now, I just want to be and show this. I want to drop the charges. And we know the Trump administration demanded that the charges be dropped. And this is key. They will be able to refile them against you, Mr. Mayor,
at any time. I think, personally, that's why you sat next to the architect of family separation.
Well, that's what you call old. That is depression, that's stress. This here is the epitome of when you don't know your self-value. When another man can tell you who the fuck you are. Okay, you see the dumb black bitch in the back with the MAGA hat. Y'all see her to the back? See it? Y'all see that? I just noticed that. Look to the left. You see her? You see that she doesn't know her self-value. See, you can tell when a person doesn't know their self-value, they make obscene and crazy decisions. Look at the way that this man ain't even 60 years old yet. Look at the stress. He got 7 bags under his eyes. And this Latin man knows, first of all, the Latin man knows he's smart and he knows he's stupid. See, they take advantage of you. Thank you, Andre. They take advantage of you when they know that you don't know your self-worth. They know he doesn't know. That's why he's roasting him the way he is. Just listen to how he's talking to him.
On Fox and Friends. Now, Tom Homan sat next to you and said the following, and I quote, "Getting on Rikers Island is step 1. We're working on some other things that we don't really want to talk about on open air because the city council will be putting roadblocks up on us. The mayor and me have a commitment."
They know you're a sellout. They know you're a seller. They won't press on him. They know that you're a seller. They know that you're weak.
If the Trump administration has actually coerced you into agreeing to anything. And Mayor Adams, I also want to be very clear. Are you selling out New Yorkers to save yourself from prosecution?
There's no deal. No.
Yes or no, brother? Yes or no? See, y'all niggas don't know how to answer a question. Yes or no?
Quid pro quo, and I did nothing wrong. And anything dealing with this case out of deference to Judge Ho, who's now addressing it, I'm going to refer to his actions.
Well, Mr. Mayor, it appears, to me at least, that you are selling New Yorkers out.
Ooh, see? You see what happens when you can't out-talk that goddamn... You see how when the niggas know you stupid, they play you. He wouldn't have got me like that. He doesn't know what to say because he don't have nobody. He's totally lost.
It appears that you are working with Tom Homan, who is clearly focused on family separation and deportations and harming New Yorkers and others across the country. So
now you're helping the people that's separating families and you're selling out. You know this Latin man's going to give him the business.
Other mayor on this panel is pursuing legal and effective policies that benefit our residents and their communities. Their policies actually uphold public safety. Now, I personally agree with the majority of New Yorkers and think, Mr. Mayor, that you should resign.
Oh, God, they're killing him. Killing him. Look, see, black man, this is sad. This is the look of when you lack confidence and you don't know your self-worth. He doesn't know what to say right now because he can't talk shit to him because he's like, this motherfucker is not the one I can play with. He knows it. Look at the anger in his face.
And resign today. And with that, I yield back.
Would my friend yield? Would my friend yield?
I yield.
Yeah. Mr. Mayor, I want to be really clear. Were you pressured in exchange for the dropping and dismissal of to cooperate with the Trump
They're playing him, man. See, the thing is, man, as a black man, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Okay? They don't play with us when we smart, but they take advantage of us when we stupid because we don't know our value. You gotta do the before you jump in this mode and be a mayor or anything, any job that you do, you got to know who you are. It's a whole different level, man, here. This is what you have to realize that, and I want black women to understand. When you see these niggas doing all this foolish shit out here, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all put that Latin woman on a pedestal, and then they say they don't respect you. They don't respect you. They know that you don't respect your woman. They know that you're a sellout. They know that you sell out, and they play you. Okay, watch how she was killing him.
I'm sorry. As I stated to your colleagues, and I'm going to continue to state because they're asking the same question over and over again.
Hold on one second.
This case is
I want y'all to see what happens when I'm.
Mayor Adams, as your counsel, I'm sure will inform you. The only permissible way to refuse to answer a question during a congressional proceeding such as this is by pleading the Fifth Amendment.
Deference to the judge is not a permissible excuse for not answering questions during a congressional hearing. Is it your intention to plead the Fifth today?
Councilwoman, you said the only way that you can't answer a question is to plead the Fifth. I am answering your question. I'm answering your question directly. That
You are not, Mayor Adams.
Okay, I believe I am.
I will ask it again. Were you aware of the meeting between your attorneys and federal prosecutors on January 31st? Answering this question is a yes or a no.
And I'm going to answer it again out of deference to Judge Ho with this case.
That is not an answer, Mayor Adams.
He is going to deal with the.
Oh my.
Mayor Adams, is it your intention to not comply with this?
Oh my God, black man, please, brothers. Don't ask. You have to yes the question. The answer is yes or no. Why are you volunteering information? Now the whole Congress knows you're stupid. Everybody in there knows you're dumb now. Okay, because you don't know how to deal with her. You can't even deal with a Latin woman, the one that you possess and you slave to. You can't even handle her. She's outsmarting you. You got the Latin man that fucking just roasted you legit, and now the woman is tearing your ass up. What is it now? She's a bitch now because you thought she was stupid? Okay. Come on now, Mayor Adams. Go ahead.
With these questions.
Oh man, he had to get, oh my God, this is painful. He had to get another man to help him to deal with this Latin. We couldn't even fucking handle her. And you got this dumb bitch in the back with the stupid curly wig on with the MAGA hat on. Come on now. See, this is what I tell you that matters here. He couldn't even out-talk her. He doesn't know how to deal with her. The man had to help him out.
As I stated, I'm answering your questions, and what you're doing, let's be clear on, you're asking me about communications between my attorney and I. And I don't think that is appropriate to be asking a question between my attorney and I, because we are in a country of law and order.
I understand.
And your
So, Mayor
relationship
Adams,
and
who
communications
is
with
your
your attorney should be respected.
Who is your attorney?
Alex Spiro.
Alex Spiro, thank you. Now, Mayor Adams, have your attorneys ever met with city officials? That is not covered. I'm not asking about your conversations with your attorneys. Have your attorneys met with city officials, New York City officials?
Any communication or activity between my attorney?
Yes or no?
Yes or no, brother. Yes or no, you fucking retard. Yes or no. Yes or no. She's asking a question. Yes or no. That's it. You keep talking. That's how you niggas get yourselves in trouble. That's why you always get it. You don't know your self-worth. You're lacking the confidence. You confidently cannot deal with her. That's why the man had to whisper in your ear. Just say yes or no. You're volunteering information. It will be held against you. Yes or no, so she could move on to the next thing. That's why she's killing you like this.
Have your personal attorneys met with New York City officials?
Alex Spiro, my attorney, to deal with those communications.
Mayor Adams, in this meeting, did anyone representing you, including perhaps Mr. Spiro, agree or allude to any arrangement with the Trump administration
that would involve changing city policies?
Yes or no, brother? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Exchange to reconsideration of the charges brought against you?
You say in this meeting? Can you be
in the January 31st meeting?
Again, there was never any agreement.
Oh my God, my brother. You answer the fucking question, you dope. Answer the question, black man. Answer the question. Yes or no? That's what she's asking you. You keep explaining. You're not saying yes or no. That's guilt.
Never any quid pro quo.
That's not what I'm
asking.
asking.
Wrong.
She's not asking that. She's not asking that, you stupid fuck. She's not asking that. Okay?
Never any agreement. Never any quid pro quo.
Was there an allusion to a shift
that
to New York City policy?
Gen lady's time's expired. And I just want to remind her, Mayor Adams is here voluntarily, and we appreciate that topic of the hearing.
Yeah, but it's ruining him. It's ruining him. It's ruining him.
By President Trump to serve as acting U.S. attorney was present at the January 31st meeting between Mayor Adams' attorneys and federal prosecutors. After that meeting with attorneys, the acting U.S. attorney resigned rather than dismiss the charges against Mayor Adams. In her letter, which I have just submitted to the congressional record, Ms. Sassoon stated that during that January 31st meeting, Mayor Adams's attorneys, quote, repeatedly urged what amounted to a quid pro quo, describing it as a, quote, improper offer of immigration enforcement assistance in exchange for a dismissal of his case, end quote. The acting U.S. attorney has submitted former acting U.S. attorney has submitted a letter.
Damn, I love a smart woman, man. I love an intelligent woman. This is sexy. This is sexy right here. Okay? This, you want to know what's sexy to me? This is sexy. Any woman. Just the layout of being intelligent and smart.
Letter. And Mayor Adams, do you know how many federal prosecutors total resigned rather than file the motion to drop the charges?
It was reported that 7.
7. Correct.
Okay, so he's learning. He's trying. This is what you don't want to look like, man. He looks really, really, really bad, man. He looks bad. It ain't even worth it.
Mr. Chair, I would like to submit another letter from Hagan Scotton, his resignation letter.
Without objection, so ordered.
Mr. Scotton was an assistant U.S. attorney who also attended the January 31st meeting between your attorneys and federal prosecutors.
Oh, this is painful. I can't even watch it anymore. This is painful, black man. This is painful. This is when you don't. Okay, let me just bring it back a little bit. This is what they see you as. Okay? This is what the Latin folks, this is what the white folks, this is what they see you as. You got to know and stay on your square. But you're not going to be able to stay on your square because you don't do the evaluation of learning your self-worth. So if you don't get your self-worth together, you're going to lack the confidence. And that's why you had to have the guy help you out, because you're lacking confidence. She knew you did. That's why she took advantage of it. This part right here was painful for the most part. Watch.
Apply with these questions.
He had to get up and tell you what to do, brother. You had to close the microphone. You prepared yourself. That's why you had the microphone off from the beginning. You was already nervous dealing with her because you know she's gonna give me the business. You knew it.
Your attorneys met with federal prosecutors regarding the charges of bribery, campaign finance fraud, and conspiracy against you. Were you aware of this meeting prior to its occurrence?
Congresswoman, as
Microphone, please.
I'm sorry. As I stated,
He had that microphone off. You see what I'm saying? He had that. It just doesn't look good, man. You got to stay on your square. But you're not. See, he never. This is where it goes. And you see, black man. Let me break this down to you from man to man. You have to see the diversity within yourself. Once you start acknowledging that, you're going to pay attention to diversity with everyone else. Because you know the diversity within yourself. See, the problem is you seek diversity outside. You know how this started? He went to Turkey, the Turkish airline. You black people, you look at, wow, oh my gosh, I went to Turkey. No, learn the diversity within yourself. You don't even have to leave the United States. You don't even have to leave it. This is what the problem is. Everybody runs to these different countries. You have to learn the diversity within yourself. It's all here. That's why it's called the United States. You don't even have to leave. You could. It'll take you a lifetime to travel through the United States. Some of y'all will never do that. But beyond that, this is the education. You could do this at home. You could do this on your computer. You could do this on your phone. Learn who you are. The diversity in the black race itself is a beautiful race. And if you learn the diversity, you'll be able to understand and encourage your woman. You understand? When a guy that knocks women down in his own race, he doesn't embrace the diversity in his own culture. That's all it means. It's not that he's a bad person. He just doesn't know. He's going to look at Tyler, oh, her hoochie ass. He can't give her credit. He's not going to give Lauryn Hill credit. He's not going to give none of these women you see in this camera no credit because he doesn't know the diversity within himself. He's going to seek into that non-black woman, that Hispanic woman, and that Asian woman, and they're going to give him the fucking business. They will remind him. He doesn't understand the bloodline of a black woman. He doesn't understand there's a bloodline of a woman that's going to sleep with you the first night and think nothing of it. And you're going to marry her. And it's going to be the one that sleeps with you the first night because she thought she probably had a boyfriend or a future husband in the future, and you called her a whore because she was black. They give her different privileges. You sleep with the black woman the first night, she's a hoe. The white woman, goddamn, love at first sight. Okay? You don't know. You seek diversity outside your race. You call your woman masculine because you lack self-confidence. That's weak. That's why you do what you do, black man. You do. I'm no fool. Look at Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad. These women, there's no surgery here, right? No surgery in this photo, all right? What does he still got to say? Brown skin, light skin. What does he still got to say? Well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know pure natural beauty. But y'all love him so much, goddamn Nate will fuck our faces up. And then you make yourselves ugly and ruin it. He doesn't know. That's why the feminine male takes over. He's a man in that picture. They know your value. They know the woman's worth. They know it. At least the feminine man knows your value. That's why he wants to be you. Okay? He knows your value. That's why he wants to look like you. Oh, yeah, we get along. Of course you get along with him. He wants to be you. He's not your friend. Nate, should we embrace gay man and good relationship advice? Yeah, they got the greatest of relationship advice because they're man and woman. but he's not your friend. They're smart. They're gifted. You understand? But this is the problem. You don't know. You don't know your value. I know how you deal with it. Oh, yeah, that's just my kid. I wouldn't care. No, it's because she's light skinned with golden hair and hazel eyes. And you don't look nothing like that. And even with all that, I guarantee you, Seal deals with depression. He deals with it. Because for no matter what, he still has to look in the mirror. And that's the painful part of a black man. Not because he may not be he's displeasing to the eye, because he doesn't know his self-worth. When a man doesn't know his self-worth, nothing will make him happy. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing on this earth that can make him happy because he doesn't know his self-worth. And when you don't know your self-worth, you will lack confidence. And when you lack confidence, you're always going to be reaching out to things to fulfill it. So when he's chasing all these pipe dreams, nothing is manifesting. He puts a smile in a photo, maybe even a video, but behind closed doors, he's not a nice person because he doesn't know himself. This is painful when we see Harrison Ford and white man, he stand next to a sister as a privilege. And when a black man stand next to her, he think he's doing her a favor. He doesn't know his self-worth. You got to know your self-worth, gentlemen. That's your confidence. I'm a confident man because I know who I am. Not only do I love who I am, I love the fact that I love who I am. I love the fact that I love who I am. Can you look in the mirror and say, I love myself? Okay? Look in the mirror and say, I love me. I love you. I don't see a flaw in my body. I don't see a flaw in my face because I love me. And when the good Lord takes me away, my DNA is going to determine that's who I was and that's who I am. And my spirit's going to determine that. My spirit's still going to be doing duty on this earth even when I'm gone. It's doing it now. Why does the white man see you, the black woman is exotic, and the black man sees this black woman as ugly? He doesn't know his value. Why does he kill each other and hate brothers? He doesn't know his value. Why is he gangbang? He doesn't know his value. He wouldn't do that. He doesn't know. If he went into his DNA and really and manifested, he would know a level of value. We say the word loving yourself. True love of self is self-value, self-worth. You can't love yourself and say it. You have to feel it. I'm not going to put that shit in my system. I know hell no. You ain't going to, would you put sugar in your tank? In your car? Would you put sugar in your damn gas tank? No, you won't, because it will clog the car. Why would you put it in your system? Well, black, you be dragging us, Nate. Nigga, if you don't know your self-worth, you're gonna see it as dragging. If you knew your self-worth, you would know that I love you. That's the difference. When you know your self-worth, you would know it's love. You see it as a drag. You think I hate you because you hate yourself. But if you knew your value, you say, nah, Nate is only here because he loves us. That's why he's doing that. You think my father took a switch to my ass and a belt to my back when I was a kid because he hated me? No, because he loved me. I knew my value then. I knew he didn't mean no harm when he was doing it. It never crossed my mind. I knew I was wrong. That's why they love us. Look at the woman in the picture, white woman. They love our hair. They love our skin. Oh my God. I want to be dark. I want to have my hair like a black woman. And you go tell the white woman, black woman ain't shit. But you don't mind when she looks like one. Come on, brother. That's not self-worth. I'm a car guy. You could show me a Bugatti, 10 Bugattis. That's not self-worth. Because if you was a car guy, you would have never bought 10 Bugattis. That's number one. Car guys would never, I don't give a fuck how rich he is. Well, what about Jay Leno? Jay Leno doesn't own 10 Bugattis. He doesn't even own Ferrari because he doesn't like the fact that the Ferrari company has a lot of stipulations he doesn't like. That's different. He ain't balling. He's a car guy. 10 Bugattis, that means you have low self-esteem. That's why they made the car. Nobody's going to buy a $6 million car for what? Because you want to coon with the white woman? Oh, she got swag. Yeah, white women got bigger asses now. They know how to dance. Yeah. That's fine. But it's a privilege to be with you. And you don't know that, but it's a privilege to be with her. She's privileged to be with you, which is fine. She embraces your culture. That's great. But you don't embrace your culture. You don't see diversity within your black community. You see diversity outside of being black. They know black people come in all shapes and sizes. That's why they're around you. You believe we all look like gorillas and monkeys. Maybe you don't want to get a DNA because you may see the 2% may be a chimpanzee and you may finish you. Or maybe you don't want to see the 30% because it says Nigerian. You don't want to be that because you don't love yourself. Don't you know to be cool is to be black? White people ain't cool unless they got a cool swag about them. To have swag is to be black. Hey, man, all the brothers hang out with. If a white boy tells you all the brothers hang out with him, that's a cool white boy. If you see a white woman that says she grew up with nothing but blacks, that's a cool white. She's certified because she got the pass. She grew up with us. She knows the limitations. She knows when to use the right and wrong words. She knows our culture. She embraces it. You don't embrace your culture. That's why you lack self-worth. You don't know how to tell another brother, I love you without saying no homo. You don't know how to say, man, I love you. You wait till I get in the box, goddamn, man, I love you, man. You cry. Well, nigga, why you ain't tell me that when I was alive? Well, I'm giving them flowers. Don't give me no flowers. Flowers died in 2 days. I don't want flowers. I don't like flowers. Just give me a hug, man, and say, man, I love you, man. I'm sorry. That's all. That goes a long way. But you don't know your value. Nobody taught you. Your father didn't know. Your father's father didn't know. Your mother didn't know. Nobody know how to teach you because now they only know a man could only teach a man his self-worth. Oh, we go to these TED shows and we go to these inspirational. Nobody want to. Yeah, right. Because nobody's telling you your self-value up there. Those are millionaires. They just talking. They babbling. Your self-worth ain't got nothing to do with $1. That's not your value. Okay? When they ask you what you're worth and they tell you $10 billion, yeah, that's financial worth. Your value is everything. Your blackness, you see it all around. Everybody's doing it. They getting the full lips. The women getting their hair done like black women. And you give the white woman credit and say, God damn, you look beautiful. You're so sexy. You see the sister, fuck that bitch with that weave. Well, the two white bitches just had wigs on. Those ain't wigs, those are their hair. Well, goddamn, nigga, they had 2 wigs that was black style wigs. They had black hairstyles. That's why you found it intriguing. You don't know your worth. You don't know your value. You don't know when you're going to the motor, being a president or a mayor, you have to know your worth because they're going to test you. He wasn't prepared. He doesn't know. Only thing you know about the Latin community is going to get some pussy for $50 and having sex with some food. You don't know, black man. You don't know your value. Well, Nate, they call us ugly and criminals. Well, they can't call me no fucking ugly and criminal. It ain't gonna work. It works with you because you believe that. You believe it. Because you don't know your value. You have no self-worth, you're going to lack confidence. Any human being, man or woman, no self-worth, no confidence. The end. Well, how do we know? You could tell from the materialistic items. What they do to their makeup, their face, all the above. Makeup was made to cover up. Then it became a glamour tactic. And then the damn drag queens took it, went crazy with it, and now the black woman embraced it. She doesn't know her self-worth. The black man that she loves doesn't know his self-worth. So she doesn't know what to do. She ran out of shit to do now. You coon. Oh, the black one. Oh, this one's not black. That one's not black. The one that run the ask is not black. She is black. Doesn't matter what she tells you. You could look at her skin and see that. You could look at her nationality and know that. Self-worth. So that self-worth doesn't mean you have to sit up there and put it out there. It's a weapon. You use it when you have to. If you meet a woman and she says, I'm not black, and she's wearing a damn MAGA hat on, just let her say, okay, I hear you, sister. That's all. Okay, you have more effect on her than anybody because she's telling you that to piss you off. You worried about this Oscar Academy Award winner because of what? Because she said, well, she doesn't I don't care what she identifies herself as. She's a woman of color. That means in her DNA there's black blood. That's what a woman of color is. Doesn't mean she went and got a tan. To know your self-value doesn't mean you parade it and put it out. You don't have to know it. You think this woman knows her self-value sitting here with Russell Simmons? No, she never did know her self-value. Never. She never knew her self-value. That's why she goes through it. That's why she's sitting there with Russell Simmons. She doesn't know. Any woman that would have known her self-value, but I'm not standing next to this nigga. Any man knows, man, I'm not standing next to you, you piece of garbage. You know, you're getting accused for raping and now you ran the damn Bonnie or whatever the fucking country is. No. You don't know your value. You don't know it. They know it. They know that you look amazing. You don't like your dark skin, but everybody else does. You don't like your kinky hair, but everybody else does. You think white women look at your hair and say, that nappy-headed hoe? They don't do that. You think that way. Black man, listen. I have said a lot here. We got to work on y'all, man. We're going to have to work on a black man. Y'all don't know what love is, man. Because nobody ever told you to love. You could love. See, they told you when you tell a man you love him and hug him, that you're gay. You don't know what love is. That's right. You believe what they tell you. See what? Thank you, Amani. When you believe, when you have no value, you believe what people tell you. Write that down, ladies and gentlemen. When you don't have self-worth, you believe what they say. But when you know your self-worth, oh no. Okay? Oh no. Okay? Let me give you an example of a woman that knows her self-worth. This is how she talks.
Your colleagues, and I'm going to continue to say because we're asking the same question over and over again.
This isn't
this case is in front of Judge Ho, and out of deference to
I
our
understand,
criminal
Miss
justice
Mayor Adams.
process, I'm going to
Mayor Adams,
defer this
as your
to the
counsel,
court.
I'm sure will inform you. The only permissible way to refuse to answer a question during a congressional proceeding such as this is by pleading the Fifth Amendment. Deference to the judge is not a permissible excuse for not answering questions during a congressional hearing. Is it your intention to plead the Fifth today?
That's what he stuttered. That was it. See the guy in the background with the glasses? He know he was in trouble. This is a congressional hearing, you fucking dope. You can't sit in there to be in a hearing and tell them you pleading the Fifth. Let us know, because once you plead the Fifth, that's it. Let us know. See, she knows her self-worth. She know that this man can't play this game with her. She don't give a fuck about anybody dragging her, Republicans saying she's a Latin slut. She ain't worried about that. She knows her worth. You can't knock that down. Okay?
Councilwoman, you said the only way that you can't answer a question is to plead the fifth. I am answering your question. I'm answering your question directly. That
You are not, Mayor Adams.
okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's when he's gonna call. See, this is what happens. See what happens is when a man is encountering a woman like this, and she knows her worth, you can't fucking play no games with her. See, that's the thing. Y'all gotta understand. You gotta get smarter, black women. You gotta get smarter. He's in a congressional hearing and trying to play this is not a fucking interview. This is a hearing. So she can ask these questions because she's letting them know, listen, let me know. Because if you want to plead the fucking fifth, are you pleading the fifth, sir? Because if you plead the fifth, that's guilty. I'm just letting you know. You don't have to reveal it. Just let me know what you want to do. You are not, sir. You are not. Watch out.
I'm answering your question directly. That
You are not, Mayor Adams.
okay. I believe I am.
I will ask it again. Were you aware of the meeting between your attorneys and federal prosecutors on January 31st? Answering this question is a yes or a no.
And I'm going to answer it again out of deference to Judge Ho with this case.
That is not an answer, Mayor Adams.
He is going to.
It's not an answer, you stupid fuck. See, that's why the guy had to get up and help you, fucking dumb fuck. This is what happens. This is the part that gets me angry. Because now you got to have the white man help you out right now. Watch this. Now he got to help you because he sees that you're struggling.
With the outcome of the case.
Mayor Adams, is it your intention to not comply with these questions?
That's it. That's it. End of discussion. See, black brothers. Black brothers, I love y'all, man. But one thing about me, I know what you're lacking. You could play this game. You could put it on whoever. The blame. Okay? I'm telling you right now, this race is getting destroyed. We're getting worse and worse and worse. Every picture I got here, y'all cooning. You don't know your self-worth. Okay? They know the black man is valuable. Okay, whether it's through acting, whether it's through athletes, music, trends, you don't know your value. You don't know your self-worth. You don't even learn the other woman. You just see a light-skinned face and say, God damn, I got to have my babies with her. You have no clue what you're doing. You don't know nothing about the bloodline until you're even encountering real shit. You can't understand. God damn, you don't understand. And then when you don't know your self-worth, the black woman doesn't know her self-worth because she feeds off of you. That's nature. You ever see the kids when you see turkeys and little birds crossing the street? When you see the turkeys and all that crossing the street and the little chicklets and all them, and the little geese are following the mother and father, that's in their nature. It's a black woman's nature to feed off of the black man. So when you don't know your self-worth, she's going to go into damn limp mode. She's going to be self-destructive because you don't love her. And you don't love yourself, you're not going to love us black women. You got to love yourself in order to love your own. Diversity is much larger in your race than it is in any other race. Okay, more diverse than Chinese. Asian just got a slanted fucking eye. Respectfully, if you see Asian slanted eyes, they may change the color. They all look the goddamn same, right? Not black people. We are the most diversified race on the planet Earth. Shout out to QT Montel with that baby. Okay. Well, we wear blue hair. You wear blue hair because he's seen blue hair in a light-skinned chick and a white chick that he was with. You don't need to wear that because if you did, the black man would tell you don't wear that. And you're not going to wear it. But now you're at war with him because he don't want you. He wants her. So you don't know what to do. God damn, I tried everything, Nate. They tell me this, they tell me that. I did this. I went to the gym, worked out. It was nothing. Well, they said some people think all black people are related. Yes, they do, because a lot of different you got to remember, it's like Dominicans, right? They got like 5 last names. You got, if you're around Albanians, right? um Albanians are all related one way or another, especially out here in my borough. They all family. So with black folks, they believe like, well, damn, like, you not part of the Johnsons? Yes, we are. We all are connected. We don't do our DNA. I'm glad you mentioned that. We are related. We don't study our DNA, Jay Reed. We don't. We don't realize we got first, second, third, fourth, fifth cousins out here. We don't know who our family is. We don't know who we are. Let me read my ancestry and let me give you a little glimpse of mine. Let me just give you a glimpse. Okay, y'all ready for this? Let me give you a glimpse. Just a little quick glimpse. Okay? Okay. Let me give you a quick glimpse of my ancestry. Okay? Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so the DNA says they don't make this thing really okay. Okay, so 16 ancestral regions. That is my DNA. 16. Okay? That's a lot. 16 ancestral regions around the world. Okay? All right. You got to look at traits. Traits is very important, right? Heart rate recovery, determination, morning or night person. All right. Physical strength, naturally stronger. That was at the top. Thank God. Right. That's in my DNA. Right. So I have a second cousin by the name of Justin Hilton. 6% shared DNA. I'd never seen this man in my life. Right. So listen to my DNA. 29% Nigerian, 12% Mali, 10% Ivory Coast and Ghana, 9% Cameroon, 9% Western Bantu peoples, 7% Benin and Togo, 4% Senegal, Eurobland 3%, 3% Central West Africa, 3% Nigerian woodlands, 3% Ireland. I have 3%. See, that's what the black man, I want to hear the white part. No, but it matters. Then I have 2% Central Nigeria, 2% German Europe, 2% Wales, 1% Sweden, 1% the Netherlands, 0% England and Northwestern, 0% Scotland, but yet my cousin has 14% England and Northwestern, 5% Scotland. So when they compare us, he has more. There's no Jew in my blood, but there's 1% in my cousin. 0% Spain, but 1% in my cousin. Predicted relationship predicted relationship is my second cousin. 6% shared DNA. That is family. Okay? So some of y'all be having brothers and sisters you don't know about. Your father had kids. Y'all don't even know y'all got brothers and sisters. Some of y'all have brothers and sisters around the world. Your father kept it a secret. Your mother probably kept it a secret. You don't know. You have to get into it, get involved. Okay? The technology's here. 9% West Band 2. I didn't know none of this. Heart rate recovery. Yeah, this is heavy. Science says regular exercise and nutrient-dense diet can boost your overall heart health. We know that generally, right? So you got to realize what ends up happening. Listen, we just had a shithole here. You know, the only thing that's a hoax is you being alive. See, that's the difference. You got to understand, derails. I don't talk to ignorance, so you got to get out of here with that, man. Go. The best thing for you to do is go in the toilet bowl, put your head in there, and flush it. If it doesn't work, just keep flushing it until you fucking drown. Don't come here, you piece of garbage. You don't even have a blue wrench. You're worthless. You piece of fucking shit. Don't come here. Sorry, Imani. Let me give you a blue wrench. Don't come here, you piece of shit. See, you got to understand. You want to debate, my brother. Okay, number one, you're going to lose. You're going to lose with me. That's number one. Number two, you're worthless. So I know my value. I wouldn't even waste my time with you, you piece of shit. See, that's the difference. I know my value, you piece of garbage. You don't. Okay? You don't believe in DNA. You don't believe in being black. All you believe is coming here because you're looking for confidence because you lack it. You're looking for self-worth and you lack it, and you want to argue like a bitch. So it probably in your DNA, most of your fucking males want to be women. That's what you need to. That's why you think it's a hoax. You probably found out you were black and didn't like that, you piece of shit. It wouldn't have been a hoax if you had seen 40% white. Okay? It wouldn't have been a hoax then. Yes, our family's black, Dominican, Mexican, Native American, but I'm black. You're a black woman, that's it. Because Dominicans are black Hispanics. Mexicans are black, Native. All these people have Negro blood. It's just a name. It sounds different. Yeah, I know. You go to strip clubs and they tell you if you Haitian, no, tell them you're Dominican. That's all. Same shit. Dominican ain't nothing but a damn Haitian, damn Hispanic. Haitians and Dominicans live next door to each other like niggas in damn Jersey and New York. Same shit. Shout out to Cutie. You know what I mean? Same thing. Shout out, you know what I mean? But once again, that's it. Do study on yourself. Don't listen to that fucking loser. Those are the guys that get on. See, these guys know that I don't deal with them. Now, there's a level of you having lacking self-worth and lacking confidence. I'll help you. But once you're ignorant, I don't deal with you. I got to feed you to the sewer. You know, you're worthless to me. You're a piece of garbage. You know, I treat you like that black cop and white cop treat you. They know the deal when they pull you over. You know, they want to shoot you if they could turn that fucking camera off. Am I lying, police officers? Am I lying, police officers? Yeah, he ain't lying about all my police officers. Don't answer. Just listen. You know and I know. If this had been 30, 40 years ago, you would be tearing that black man's ass up because you know he's a dangerous fucking damn criminal, right? But again, he lacks his self-worth. I know that. But you have to be easy. You got to know the difference between the one that lacks it and the one that's stupid. Now, the one that's stupid, you got to shoot his ass. Okay? You can't even take a risk because you're going to die yourself. But if the one that lacks it, you got to be a little easy with him. Be a little easy. If he's compliant in any shape or form, there's no ignorance in his blood. Okay? Ignorance, you put the camera on and be ready to fucking blast him. I'm telling you that right now. I'm warning you. Very simple with us. Shay Love says, my grandpa looks full Indian, full hair, skin. Right. So you should go into check your DNA. Are you Indian or are you black? There's only 4 races. It's 4 races. That's it. Okay? We did this before. We could go to bop.gov because I know they're going to be like, yeah, when they leave a comment, I'm going to delete it because you know what I mean? But when you talk stupid, this is the time to do it if any time. You know, if you're going to battle me now. Okay? Before I leave, let me just share this inmate locator. Okay? All right? Find an inmate. Federal, burial, or prisons. Okay? Let's see how many races there are. Okay? American Indian, Asian, black, or white. Now, I know Hispanic people want to be Asian, want to be white, want to be American Indian. They don't want to be black, but the DNA tells no lie. In most cases, we can see the shit with your skin complexion. Okay? If you're a white Asian and you're a dark Asian, chances are you got black in your blood. I know it's hard to space, but there's only 4 races here. Well, well, you have to choose one. God forbid I was in this damn archive and got locked up. Okay? You got to choose one. There's only 4. I know you want to create your own. I know you think nationality is a race. It's not. Okay? There's 4 races. Choose one. I know some black people out here wish they think they Hispanic. Well, I got some news for you. Hispanic is not a race. Who are you part of is the question. And does your DNA prove that? Or is it just a choice? Well, you're probably going to say white anyway. I'm not going to say you not, but what would you say? Let's see what Diddy says. Okay? Let's go. Let's put it in Sean. Let's put Diddy's name in Sean Combs. Because I know Diddy probably says he got Puerto Rican in his family. All right. I just want to see. Yeah. Male black. Release date unknown. MDC, that's right. That's 15 minutes away from me. Okay. All right. So that's Diddy's line. That's Diddy's thing. He's a black man. Let's think of a black woman that was, can somebody give me a Hispanic woman that was locked up that we all know? Give it to me real quick. Who do we know that was famous that was locked up in the federal archives? Oh, El Chapo. I don't know Chapo's real name. I forgot his real name. Somebody give me an Hispanic. We're going to do this right now live. Somebody give me a Hispanic that once went to an FBI. No. Hold on. We're going to find out. We're going to find out El Chapo. I want to see what El Chapo put in here. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold on. El Chapo's real name. Hold on. Okay, he got a long name here. I really want to see this. Hold on. Because I know white Hispanic people love this shit. Okay, so what? Okay, hold on. Joe Quinn. Hold on, Joe Quinn. Guzman, right? Guzman. Okay, let's see this. I'm interested. Let's see if it comes up if he's black. Nope. Let's see white. Oh my God. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Self-worth. I'm sorry, black people. Black people. See, QT Montel already let it be known. I got a question for you. Do you think you can go to a white man as a Latin person? You think you're going to go to a white man and tell him you're white? He's going to remind you. All right. Joe Quinn Guzman. Right? Hold on. Again. I'm just the Joe Quinn. Listen, let's make up a name. Let me just make up one. Let me just put Maria Gonzalez. That's all. That's all I'm gonna do. Maria Gonzalez. We're gonna put a heart Gonzalez. I'm not spelling it right. Hold on. Gonzalez. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this world is all fucked up. Okay, let me see what it says when it says black. Hold on, let's try that. Okay. All right, so Maria, there's some Maria Lund Gonzalez that's real, but they're all older and they 67. They said black. Okay, let's see if they said Asian. Nothing. See, can't play that Asian shit. Let's see American Indian. They choose that too. 0. Okay, they did say black. See, so it's at that point it's a preference. It's a preference because they believe. Hold on, Joe Cartagena, aka Fat Joe Sertafo. Ooh, that's a good one. Hold on, let's see what Fat Joe put up there. That's a good one. Let me see what he put up there. This is really, really good. This may be a good YouTube thing. Hold on. Okay, I'm probably not spelling it right. Hold on. Cartagena, my bad. Cartagena. Wow. Self-worth. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's put Joseph. You got to be the exact name in the federal thing. They don't play the short names. Wow. Fat Joe's a piece of shit. Yo. Yo. Oh man. Shout out to Larry J. Fly. Larry J. Fly, somebody needs to take this. This could be a good viral video. Fat Joe identifies himself as a white man. He does not, he talks all that black shit, but he identifies himself. Now again, I don't know if they have a choice to do that. I mean, I don't know if it's their choice. I don't know if it's the government's choice. But Fat Joe, Joseph Carter Jr., that's him right there. Okay. That's him right there. The one that says age 54, male, white, 2013, not in BOP custody. Right. So that's him. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. White. Now you move into a white neighborhood, Hispanic man and woman, they will remind you, they don't like that shit. You are not white, buddy, you fucking spick. They don't play that. Okay. All right. You better go over there with them niggers. That's the first thing they're gonna tell them, right? You better go over there with them niggers. All right. They do not play that shit. Okay, what do they say? Puerto Rico was a dump. They don't play that shit, man. White people do not play that shit. They love the Latin woman. They don't like that Latin man. They do not play that shit. You are not white. We know you don't have a race. We're sorry to hear that, but God, you better choose something. And that's why Hispanic people are racist, because they think they're white. You know, Joe played himself. Somebody needs to question that. You know what's so funny? These brothers be doing these things, when they did that thing, when they sat there with him in the barbershop, they should have said, listen, man, we did some research, because that's what you got to do. I keep telling y'all. It says in there that you are white. Do you consider yourself a white man or a black man, being that you're Puerto Rican and you're of the black race? I want to see how he would answer this. Only thing he could have said there is, listen, I had nothing to do with that. That's what they put me as. You know, I'm telling you, somebody needs to support, so share this for real. I have a Hispanic friend that think he's white. He also loves Asian. Maybe I should do a video on that. I'm a little disappointed in that, because he identified himself as black on multiple occasions. Yeah, that's why a lot of these damn what's the name of that group? That group that he dragged. I forgot the name of the group. Anyway, the group that he dragged, if that was a white man that said that, yeah, that would have been disrespectful. But again, Hispanic people, this is the thing. Let me break down Hispanic to y'all real quick. We don't see Hispanics as racist because, I mean, we see Hispanics as racist because they want to be white. But a racist white man, you expect him to be racist because he's white. But we don't see him as racist as much as the Latin one, because the Latin man is not happy at who he is. So that's a big problem too. You know, my homegirl right now, she's Dominican. She tell you I'm black, and she's physically a Hispanic light-skinned woman. She, you know what I mean? But she tell you she is black. Yeah, that's crazy. They identify themselves as white. I tell you, them fucking Latinos are some dirty motherfuckers, man. You know, some of them they try to do the Asian one. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have a race. And I had one brother say to me, man, that's messed up. Why we don't have a race? I said, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know that part. Let me try something different. Let me try to say why Hispanics don't have race. Why? This is why Hispanics got a lot of issues too. They steal our culture. They don't know what the fuck. Don't a race. In the eyes of the Census Bureau, Hispanics can be of any race because Hispanics is any ethnicity and not a race. Wow. However, the distinction is subject to debate. Well, we've been dealing with this debate for longer. 2015 survey found that 70% of Hispanic adults say being Hispanic is a matter of race, while 29% is a matter of ancestry. Yes, it is a matter of ancestry. What is your race if you're Hispanic? Well, Hispanic is not a race. So a person can be any race identified. In the United States can be defined as physical traits like skin color, hair texture, and eye shape. The federal government considers as well. Is Puerto Ricans a race? Puerto Ricans are a multicultural mixed race. Is being black a race? Yeah, or being black is a race. You know what's sad about this? It's sad. Yeah, FBA. He dragged the FBA, but they were treating Fat Joe like a white man. But listen, despite anything, Fat Joe embraces his black blood. He does. I heard it out his mouth multiple times. However, that prison shit, I got a problem with that. He actually said white. Right. Wow. Wow. See, I'm a little different. I look at Hispanics as lost, personally. Latino is not a race. He said, why do people in the U.S. believe Latinos are a race? Yo, man, the race you want to identify is non-existent. That shit is real, man. It's pretty sad because if they could be a race, they would be. This is the thing with Latins. They want everything black people are, but they want to identify as white. That shit is crazy. There were 6 races in the 1700s. I know that. That's true, Larry. Shout out to Quirrell. Wow. Hispanics are lost then. I don't know what I would do if somebody told me, nigga, you don't got no race. I would feel terrible if somebody told me that. Wow. Is Dominicans a race? No, Dominican is a nationality, not a race. It refers to people who are born in the Dominican Republic. Dominicans are mixed race people mixed with ancestry from Europe, Africa, and Taino people. But they just don't want, everybody want to be black, but nobody want to be black. There's some shit. This is a little disturbing. I'm not going to lie. It's really fucked up. That's why I told you I embrace white people a little more. I'm going to tell you why. Because when white people embrace black race, that's big. Like, you're white and you're embracing another race. But what's sad to me is when you are a Latin person, you have no fucking race, and you embrace a race that nobody wants you to be part of. You know what I mean? Whites don't like that. We like it. We love when Latin people embrace our race. We don't like but white people do not like to be associated with nothing but they own. I'm telling you, especially when it comes to Latin people. You can't be a black man and call yourself white. You can't be a white person and call yourself black, right? But you have no race. It's kind of like, yo, can somebody tell me why they didn't give them a race? Seriously. That's something to talk about. Like, why didn't Latin people get a race? You know, your ancestry is everything. This nigga said Latinos are scam and niggas are going to jail doing 100 years with fucking DNA evidence. Stupid fuck. I can't, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. When you see a stupid comment, just delete it before I see it. That's why you got a wrench there. Just delete it. Just delete them. Block them. We don't want no ignorance here. We got enough of them watching. That's crazy. Damn, brothers, y'all got to get it together. I mean, if I'm going to be with a non-black woman, let me be with a woman that got a part of a race. That's crazy. Like, where are we going with that? You don't even have a fucking home. That's like a homeless, honestly, no disrespect, but that's like a person not knowing their home. You don't even know where your home is at. And you want to be part of the white race. The white race don't play that shit. White race don't want no Mexicans saying he white. They don't play that shit. I'm telling you, they do not. Ask a white person. White people is white. Why doesn't the U.S. censor consider Hispanic a race? Since the 1970s, the U.S. Census has tracked the Hispanic population under separate, because the niggas is mixed with, they too mixed up. They don't know what the fuck they are. That's why. I'm telling you, that's what it is. They don't know what to identify them with. They know Indian's Indian. They know, think about it. Think about it. You look at an Indian, you know it's an Indian. You look at an Asian, you know it's Asian. You look at a white person, you know it's white. You look at a black person, you know it's black. What the fuck is a damn Hispanic? It's crazy. That's why black men want Latin women. It is exotic because nobody knows what Latin people are exotic. There ain't no question about that. You know what I'm saying? But damn, it's kind of fucked up. They don't even have a home. It's pretty sad. Seriously, all jokes aside. That's why they lost. Go ask a Latin person, are you black or white? Only answer they should be telling you is, I don't even know what the fuck I am. I don't think we got a race. I don't think they know they don't not a race. Should Latinos be considered a race? Yeah, I think so. They did them dirty, man. You know, oh, we got a feminine blackmail. Feminine blackmail. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, ugly. And you are ugly, motherfuckers. I don't know. See, I can't. You see how I just kicked out that loser? That's like, I don't know how you would feel. Like, I could never enter a chat and they're blocking me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just imagine as a black person, they don't allow you in somewhere because of your blackness. You can't do nothing about that. But just imagine when you don't even know what the fuck you are. Yeah, that's deep, man. You know, that one guy, he left a comment here. I mean, your DNA, you probably a fucking child molester. That's why you don't like you probably emailing me from jail, and that's why you're doing 40 years, you fucking loser. Your DNA says that you're a bum. You know, you got to look that up. It does. It's in the DNA, buddy. Believe me, if you're here and you keep getting kicked out, it's in the DNA that you are a fucking loser. Now, I can't do anything about that. I could do a lot of things, but I can't do miracles. You know? But ladies and gentlemen, class is dismissed. Pray for that black man. Just play for him, man. He's in a very depressed state, man. Very, very depressed state. He's in a very, very depressed state, man. You know, he just, you know, and the sad part about it is he got a race. Like he, at least he could say he know who he is, but he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy, man. I really feel, man. I feel for a lot of brothers, man. That's why y'all out here cooning. He doesn't know. Let me see if I could put see, he doesn't know. Look at the picture. This niggas don't know their race, man. Niggas just don't see their self-worth. Listen, this is what's fucked up. Black man don't want to be black. He doesn't want to be black. He tells you he loves his race, but he loves a non-black woman, right? All right. Especially if she's a porn star. He wants to have a baby with her, right? The Latin person, they think they white. This world is all fucked up. You know, Asian women are the biggest sluts in the earth next to a white woman, but you know what I'm saying? Nobody knows none of these things. It's just crazy. And then y'all just dive into it because of face value. It's crazy. Young Jeezy just said, I'm going to have me a baby with an Asian woman. I'm like, nigga, the baby's still Asian, nigga. Like, Asian race, first and foremost, races are very strong. I learned that because if you're mixed with Indian, it's going to show. If you're mixed with white, it's going to show. If you're mixed with Asian, it's going to show. But if you're mixed with Latin, it's not as dominant. Maybe that's why they didn't give him a race. They didn't think it was a dominant enough. There has to be a reason because there's dominance in all four races. Dominance. You're a black man, you have a baby with a white woman, you're going to know. You're a black man, you have a baby with an Asian woman, you're going to know. You're a black man, you have a baby with an Indian woman, you're going to know. You're a black man, you have a baby with a black woman, you're going to know. You know what I'm saying? It's just pretty sad, man. And all these entertainers, they don't know any better. They just keep, and the black man follows him. Look at this shit. Look at this picture. Yeah, it just gets worse. It's really bad, man. It is really, really bad. And, Michael Blackson, I mean, he ugly. Well, you know what he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? He's going to probably, his money's up, obviously. Credit's probably good, and he's going to get a non-black woman. Yeah. Let me tell you something about Asians. Let me blow your mind. Asian is a very powerful race. It's very hard to have a child with an Asian woman and that kid coming out looking without a slanted eye. I'm telling you. Asians are very dominant. So you think you just gonna go get a baby? That baby will come out there like doing thing. Trust me. I don't think Latins are a strong enough race to be a race because they're mixed up with everything. That's just my observation. I'm looking at this Latin woman here, because she could be Indian, she can be black, she can't be white, but she does have white features. So I think that with Latins, it's so mixed up over there. I don't think Latins are strong enough to have the dominance unless they got that strong black blood. You understand what I'm saying? I think that's the issue with them. My observation, but you know what I mean? Look at your man here. They get that light skin offspring. What's his name? It's just what it is, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's really a fucking mess out here, man. The men want to be women. Niggas want to abuse women. They want to be the more successful a black man is, the lighter the woman. Y'all are all fucked up. I had an Asian girlfriend. I'm telling you right now, that baby would have looked like she was her. I'm telling you can't get around that. You're not gonna dick your dick into an Asian woman and the baby's gonna come out there with eyes like the black man. It's not. You know what I mean? I believe Method Man in them got some Asian in his blood with his eyes. You know what I'm saying? Pause. It's just what it is. So I don't think Latins are a strong enough race to be a race. I believe whites are strong. Their race is strong as a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie about that. That's why the white man wants their white race to be untouched. They don't like mixing that shit. I don't know. That's just my observation. I don't think Latins are strong enough to have their own race because they're part of everything. And they said that. The Latins are part of everything, right? So it's really about what they want to identify with. But they're going to identify with white first. There's no question about that. Nobody want to fuck with them Asians because they're like, nigga, you're not Asian. You know what I mean? It's like, I can look at you and see it, Even women in Thailand, they look white. A lot of them do. You don't even have the slanted eyes. They look more like this woman here in this picture. She could be from Thailand. For real. They have a lot of European white features, but still their blood is strong. Like, how kids could look entirely different when a black man, they could look Asian. It's weird. Very strong blood, man. You got to learn your bloodline. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. Be patient with these brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? They're lacking confidence and self-worth, and you know what I mean? They don't see the diversity within themselves, so it's pretty sad. Look, said more blacks. She said more blacks are moving to Thailand, so they expect that shit is crazy. Like, good luck on that shit with that Thailand woman, black man. You have no idea. You're gonna fuck around me killing one of her side niggas. Believe me, they get it in. They get it in. Peace, y'all.